I'm continuing my noble quest to find the best thrift store in America, and today we're in North Carolina. Let's get it. NC is the home of the Carolina Panthers, the first flight, and Mr. Beast actually. But does it have the very best thrifting? Let's find out. This is our first stop in North Carolina, a little place that Reddit recommends. Definitely a name I can get behind, if you know me. This is for sure more of like a consignment shop. Although this is technically not a thrift shop, this place is pretty cool. The hang is really great, but the prices are high. Cool, with old phones. A couple of months ago when I was working on a movie set, they were selling some of the props after we were done shooting, and there was a neon orange phone like this. I sold it for 90 bucks and I bought it for like 10. On my North Carolina checklist, I'm looking out for University of North Carolina Tar Heel stuff, Charlotte Hornets even, but I think the very best thing that I could find here in North Carolina is something NASCAR related. This is the state that has the NASCAR Hall of Fame, so I'd love to find like a Dale Earnhardt shirt or something along the lines of that. Here's some sweet NASCAR stuff. Whew. Autographed cars. They're like $200, no big. This might be the coolest antique mall that I've ever been to. And I don't know what I was expecting, but disqualified from the competition. I'm so sorry. All right, this guy was just down the road from the antique store. A little bit of a problem. The signs are inaccurate. I think the shoes are over here. Some Jordans. Look pretty good. Let's see what these run for. If you're new to seeing how much something is worth on eBay, this is how you do it. So in the app or on the website, you type in exactly what you have. You go over to filter and scroll all the way down towards the bottom where it says sold items. Select that. Pre-owned one sold for a best offer around $140. They don't tell you the exact number, but only 2 have sold and there are 33 listed. So if I do buy these, they'll be sitting around for a long time before they actually sell. Maybe I'll just undercut everybody on the price. I don't recommend picking up something with such a bad sell-through rate, but I actually like these. We'll clean them up and see how they do. Got the deals posted over here. Let's get some brown tags, 75% off today. Interesting. Oh, somebody just drew that. It's not bad. Sour Patch Children, 99 cents. Okay. Better than the dollar store.
Not bad, honestly. That ain't bad. I mean, you just cleaned them up a little bit. Yeah, actually good.
How we doing?
Alright, yeah, we're good.
For those of you who are new to the channel, my name's Tyson, and I love thrift videos, and I see people all over the country doing what I love doing in their areas, and I want to come out to them and find the best thrift stores around. With like food, hotels, rental cars, it costs a lot to do this, but like there's nothing that, it sounds so lame, there's nothing that I love doing more than going to like a new thrift store. Some people go to museums, some people go to art galleries. I just want to thrift. I found one of the world's smallest Goodwills. Some of the smallest thrift stores are the best. And don't forget, for every like that the videos in this series get, we're gonna donate a penny to the winning thrift store. Let me know what I'm getting wrong in this series. Obviously I'm judging a lot on the first impression, but that's all I got to judge it by on such a quick trip to each one of these states. The Sony boombox, probably a good one. I passed. Some NC slippers right here, but not quite what I'm looking for. When I see it, I'll know. On to the next one. This baby's called Thrift Pony. The slogan, save a horse, thrift a pony. Hi, thanks. Doing good. Another consignment style store, so find a pair of J's and they're $85, so We might run into the same problem here that we did the other one. Okay, I looked through all these racks and I found two pretty sweet shirts. This one's Thrash, but it's like a vintage, what's the year? 1996 Pittsburgh Penguins. Online, this is going for like 50 bucks, and I think it's, what do they got? 11 on it. I'll take that. And then The Rock is really popular. The shirt's hard to find. It's from his movie called The Tooth Fairy. It's from 2009, but I think this one's about the same price too. $12, and there's one listed for 70, so I think I can get about 50 for this one too. It's a little fun little touches like this. Not enough people do that. Almost only clothes here. I think that's a little bit of a downside, but like the vibes are good. The prices, especially for a place like this that's kind of a consignment shop, are really competitive. Okay, Thrift Pony. Thrift Pony. You got a couple good ones. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. I love that I picked up that Rock shirt, the Tooth Fairy edition. Most people go for the kind of WWF vintage wrestler Rock.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
But I like the one that I picked up today. We're at our last stop in North Carolina, and this is a Goodwill that I have not been to before. It's called the Grid. It has a lot of like electronics, and I think there's also another section of right in here. There's some bins. If you wonder why there are no video games at regular Goodwills, this is where they go. What they're asking for this stuff is basically what I would be charging, maybe even a little bit more. 20 bucks for a Wii controller. I mean, even like $12 for a third-party GameCube controller. Rough. This Rock Band controller. $130. Sheesh. Okay, let's move over to the other portion. This is interesting because they don't have this in Utah. This is really what most thrifting looks like, finding stuff like this. They don't even want to wear shirts with their own name on it anymore. I feel like with this location, even though the vibes are definitely a lot better, they're cleaner, it's nicer in here, this stuff's been picked through, and I don't feel like they swap it out nearly as much as the other bins. These kinds of stores work a little differently. You pay by the pound instead of by the item. All clothing is $1.79 a pound. Houseware is 79 cents a pound. Toys, electronics, 79 cents. I'm not as big into football as I used to be. Let's see if this jersey is worth anything. If I got it, it'd probably be less than $1. It's really lightweight. Oh, looks like it's selling for about $9. So that's a pass. At the beginning of the day, this will probably be a more promising location. Okay, just right after I say that, I find this vintage RPI jersey, this hockey jersey. Looked unique to me, and then I flip this thing around, and it's like signed by the whole team. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this. These don't look like scrub signatures. They look like legitimate signatures all over here. This isn't gonna cost me more than $2, so I'm gonna take a risk and get this. This might be something really good. Oh, here's something. Hold up. There's some Lulu. Not the best cut, but probably worth it. I'll get these. Alright, I also found some Talbots.
Those are the pants you wanted to return to Talbots.
I'm reconsidering sending them back anyway.
It's In-N-Out tee. It's got a great fade on it. These ones do pretty well for me. I'd get like probably 20 bucks out of these. And then while I thought I found a NASCAR right here, it was not. I did find one for our checklist. On the Ultra Blend tag, size large, 2003 Panthers Conference Champ shirt. Crew neck from the Super Bowl. So I'm happy with those four. Let's go check out.
It's $5.95.
I've been traveling all around the country. I'm trying to find like the best thrift store. And so I'm going to a bunch of them.
Did you find it?
I don't think I found it yet.
I was gonna say this is the best one, you know?
I know it's up there. All of those, including the autographed jersey, $6. Now let's go back to the hotel and sort out the best thrift store in North Carolina. Okay, here's the review. The first stop that we made today was the Sleepy Poets, and I ended up getting disqualified. So a little anticlimactic on that one, but it was fun to look around. The second spot of the day was Value Village in Charlotte. Mid vibes, mid variety, and only this one pair of shoes for $15. It's probably gonna take me a year and a half to sell. When they do, it's gonna be a good profit. I had some other stuff that was overpriced. I just really didn't see anything of value, and I'm not sure that they would have a bunch of stuff in the future. Maybe I just caught them on an off day. That's kind of the challenge of this experiment. I don't know, gotta call them like I see them, I think. As for the mini Goodwill, I came in with way too high expectations. I think I romanticized it. If you remember that scene from 500 Days of Summer with the expectation versus the reality, that is what happened to me. I imagined finding something fantastic, and basically when I went in, the vibe was like, hey. Next up on my tour of Charlotte, Thrift Pony. Now, depending on the item, they were a little bit pricey, but I did find a couple of t-shirts for like $11 and $12 that were vintage, that are valuable, that are resellable, and probably something that I would wear. Maybe not the Tooth Fairy one. Now, at the store, I would have loved some other types of pop culture items, some sports memorabilia, some electronics. Now, I get it that that's probably not their niche. That's fine. I'm just saying what I would like, and I think it's like within their brand to incorporate some of those different things. But if you do like vintage clothes, Thrift Pony is a place to go in North Carolina. I really thought that was fun. Now, I ended the night at the Goodwill combo. It was part Goodwill bins, part electronics. I like that Goodwill. In fact, it's probably my favorite Goodwill that I've been to, for the fact that just because it's a bin store doesn't mean it needs to be like messy and chaotic. It didn't stink in there like old clothes, and it was clean and organized. There wasn't a bunch of junk inside. It was even so nice that they had like books up against the walls. They had separate sections for other things just on the sides. Really well organized and greatly managed. I didn't realize how much of like a critic I need to be for this series. It's interesting. Well, I have a lot of opinions, and hopefully it's just fun and not taken too seriously. It's just thrift stores. So the selection of that place was diverse, but it wasn't exactly what you expect. I did pick up a few really rare things. Like, I thought that hockey jersey was awesome. Still need to do a little more research on that, but I feel like it could go for like 80 bucks. There's some hockey fan out there that would like that. And it was probably less than $2. As far as the game stuff, it was ridiculously overpriced. And by ridiculously overpriced, I mean at market value or a little bit above market value. And I can see people saying like, well, Tyson, when you buy stuff, you sell it for that too. And I think there's a little bit of a difference. When I sell it for a certain price, it's because of what I bought it for most of the time. So if I buy a Nintendo 64 for $20 and the market value is like $90, then if I sell it for $70, then I don't feel so bad about it because I made 50 bucks. But Goodwill is almost certainly getting this stuff from donations absolutely free, and then upcharging, and then asking 110% of what something is worth. And as a thrift store, I really don't like that. On that note, the bins did really help out. The grid side, I guess you could say they were the better half, and they ranked pretty high for me just because it was a fun, unique experience. If I had to choose a winner for North Carolina, I'm gonna go with Thrift Pony. Though they only had a small variety of stuff, it was stuff that I really liked, and it was a really cool environment. Thrift Pony jumps in at number 3, with Crossroads in Utah still at number 1. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are so you can see which state we go to next week. And if you missed last week's video, that one is gonna come up for you next.